Who wants a black woman? Shalom. First and foremost, giving all praises, honor, glory, respect, and blessings to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rachakwadash. Salutations to the Lord's elect on the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth and sincerity while patiently waiting for Yahweh Shai's return. And double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, which have taught us everything we know through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Who wants a black woman? Now, if he had an Italian woman who was a Jake, if he had a Sicilian woman that was a Jake, if he had an Asian woman, or even a so-called white woman whose father on her father's side goes back to a Israelite, which will be a so-called black Latino Native Indian, in which when I say Jake, Jake is a nickname for Jacob. Okay. And Jacob is the forefather, the progenitor of the Israelites when you read the Holy Scriptures. The Israelites, which are the so-called black Latino and Native Indians. And, if you had any other woman on the planet except for the so-called black Latino or Native Indian woman, you would have never been in this predicament, if he had a so-called Italian woman or a so-called Sicilian woman or an Asian woman or even a so-called white woman who in which their father's lineage on their father's side, it goes back to a so-called black Latino or a Native Indian man, if he had those kind of women, he would not have been in this predicament. But you see, this only happens when you have a so-called black Latino or a Native Indian woman. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not every so-called black Latino or Native Indian women on this planet. Some of them are in the truth, but for the most part, 2/3 of the women of our nation are like this.
What? This is not your shit. This is not your car.
You see, the majority of the women of our nation are like this. The 2/3 of them are. And that's why the Lord is going to bring judgment upon the 2/3 of the women of our nation, because they are out of line and they don't know anything about order or discipline. All they know is what they've been born and raised off of, and really their mother is to blame for them being like the way they are. A lot of these so-called black Latino Native Indian women, they grew up being spoiled brats, getting whatever they wanted when they were kids. And I can attest to that because when I was a child, my mother used to treat my sisters far better than how she used to treat me and my brother. And a matter of fact, my brother was kicked out. She kicked my brother out the house when I believe he was a teenager. Okay. But she made sure that my sisters stayed with her until they were ready to live on their own. So a lot of these so-called black Latino and Native Indian women, forget about them. They're going to be destroyed. The 2/3 of them are. As a matter of fact, let me start off with that. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 9, verse 4. And the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem. Now, it's not talking about, the Lord is going to send an angel in the land of Israel and go through the midst of the actual city of Jerusalem. No, Jerusalem is a people before it is a place. Okay. Okay. And the matter of fact, Jerusalem goes back to the Hebrew word Yarashalom, which means city of peace. Okay. Peace comes in this city by the way of the people. The people is what makes the city a peaceful place. So Jerusalem is a people before it's a place. So Jerusalem is talking about wherever the Israelites are dwelling at. So wherever you see so-called Black, Latino, and Native Indians, namely here in America, because America is the place of judgment. This is where the majority of our people is going to receive their judgment at. It's going to be here in America. Okay, the proof of that is Zechariah 13 verse 8. When you look up the Hebrew word for land in Zechariah 13 verse 8, it goes back to the Hebrew word aratazah, which means a particular country. That particular country is talking about America, where the majority of the 2/3 of our people are dwelling at. Well, where the 2/3 of our people are dwelling at. Let me rephrase that. So Jerusalem is Ezekiel 9 verse 4 is really making a reference to here in America, where the 2/3 of our people are dwelling at, as well as the elect, because there are those that are of the elect, which the majority of the elect is going to be here in America, even though there are men that are of the elect that are scattered on the four corners of the earth. The majority of the Lord's elect are here in America. Okay. It says, and the Lord said unto them, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, where the Israelites dwell at, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. This right here is an abomination. You know, first off, what right do she have to live? Okay? How many times have she committed adultery? And then on top of that, her head is not covered. 90%, 50% of her body is showing, and she's way out of order. Now, the scriptures say that a adulteress is supposed to be put to death, but, here in America, they uphold adultery, Okay, they give women rights and liberty to do whatever they want, And I mean, at the end of the day, what can you do with something like this? Burn it. Okay, verse 5, and to the others he said in mine hearing, go ye after him through the midst of the city and smite. The word smite means to kill. Okay, attack and kill, eradicate. Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. Okay, and angels, they don't show remorse or pity for anyone. Okay, the Lord's angels, especially the death angels, were known for killing babies, kids, children, teenagers, aka young adults. Okay, grown-ups as well as elderly people. Okay, the Lord don't discriminate. If you transgress against his ways, he's going to have you killed. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women. Notice how maids and women are mentioned in the same verse. Do you know what that means? There's more women of our nation than there is men, which means the majority of the 2/3 of our nation mostly make up women. So there's going to be a lot of women here in America that the Lord is going to kill. And women like this, if they don't repent, the Heavenly Father is going to have them killed. Okay? Read 1 Samuel 2 verse 6. The Lord killeth and maketh alive. As a matter of fact, because some of you niggas out there don't believe shit stank. So Some of y'all think that, we're just making it up and, the Lord would never hurt a fly. Well, here's your proof right here. The Lord, if somebody die, the Lord is the one responsible for their death. 1 Samuel 2:6. The Lord killeth and maketh alive. So if the Lord wants you to live, he's going to keep you alive. Now, don't get me wrong. Just because the Lord keeps you alive does not mean he won't kill you later on down the line. Okay? And you also got to keep it in your mind that the Lord could also be keeping you alive for the day of judgment, which that day of judgment could be martial law. It could be brutal torture and rape in concentration camps. It can be starvation via famine. He can make you a victim of cannibalism, where your body slowly gets chopped up and your body parts get reserved in jars inside of refrigerators for later consumption. It could be you can get mauled to death by lions, tigers, cougars, bears, jaguars, lemurs, you name it. Vicious wild animals. Or the Lord can have you tormented to death by monstrous apparitions or outerworldly creatures, like how they show you in that movie The Mist. When a portal to another dimension opened, and then all these mysterious creatures just came in, terrorizing and killing people. There's many ways the Lord can kill you. He can kill you via martial law, summary execution, disease warfare. The Lord will turn your ass into a zombie and keep you alive to where you can't die. The scriptures tell you that in the book of Revelation, how men shall seek death and death shall flee from them. If you're a zombie, you can be too stupid to even know how to kill yourself. Okay? The Lord has been putting the spirit on the so-called white man through these scientists to develop some serious, outrageous viruses, man. The Lord will put you in the middle of a zombie apocalypse and have you terrified out of your mind, and then have it set up to where you get eaten by zombies. Okay? The Lord can kill you through natural disasters. He can make you the victim of an alligator attack. What you going to do if there's 10 alligators coming for you through a swamp, and you got to travel through the swamp if you want to survive? Okay? A lot of our people ain't got a chance in hell, man. Especially the women of our nation. Okay? When hell breaks loose in America, you women are going to realize, and you're going to understand that you are the weaker vessel to the man. The man is the greater vessel. The man created the woman. The Lord. Well, yeah, technically a man did create a woman. But you women are going to understand that you're below the man and that the man is greater than you. And a matter of fact, let me get that. Here's the proof that a man is more stronger than a woman, and that when hell breaks loose in America, when there's martial law, when there's beasts in the field, when there's newly created beasts roaming around eating people alive, when there's robots programmed to shoot anything darker than a paper bag, when people are being kidnapped by martial law troops and put in concentration camps to be brutally tortured along with their families, then you women are going to understand that you're not equal to a man. Okay, you are a weaker vessel and you are below the man. The man is the greater vessel. And when that time comes, there's going to be many, and I mean many women looking for a man, but not just any old man, a man of the Lord, as refuge to receive protection from the terrors that's going to be roaming the streets. When you see murder hornets, when you see hundreds of murder hornets, flying around, killing people indiscriminately, you're going to be seeking refuge. When there's a famine and you can't eat, you're going to be looking for a man. And not just any old man. You're going to be looking for a man of the Lord, because you're going to see that he got the power. Okay? Isaiah chapter 4, verse 1. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of 1 man. What? How come it didn't say that 7 men shall take hold of 1 woman? Because when hell break loose, naturally, it is in a woman's nature to look for a man for cover. But guess what? If the man that you women are with are of the 2/3, he ain't going to make it either. He's going to be destroyed. Okay? He's going to ball up like a woman too. And you know what you're going to do? You're going to look for a man of the Lord. You're going to look, you women, you're going to look for a man of the Lord. You're going to pray and hope that the Lord send a man of the Lord your way. And guess what? Just because you women encounter a man of the Lord does not mean you're going to be accepted by the man of the Lord. Because when that time comes, the Lord is going to give his men the perception and the insight to know all of the wickedness that you women have committed. So a lot of you women, when hell break loose in America, you can be beautiful. You can have a big butt and some nice titties. You can have long hair and a nice body. You can be slim with a nice body and a big butt. You can be thick, but you're still going to be rejected. I mean, and I'm just saying that personally. If I'm a man of the elect, I'm not going to just accept you just because you're a beautiful woman and you got long hair, you're skinny with a big butt. I'm not going to just accept you. I'm going to reject you. But I'm going to do it based on righteous judgment. I'm not going to do it just because. You know, if you had sex with even more than 7 men, if you had sex with even more than 5 men, if you've had sex with more than 30 men in your lifetime, there's no way in hell I'm going to accept somebody like you. Not unless the Lord commands me to, but that's going to take a miracle. Okay? In which I'm pretty sure the Lord is not going to give a man of the Lord some woman whose box is heavily polluted, a woman whose box done been hit by 20, 30 different men, 40 different men. Even 10 different men. Okay? So a lot of you women out there, you think that just because you're beautiful and you got big titties and a nice ass and you're thick, you think that you're automatically going to be accepted by men of the Lord. Well, prepare to be surprised and rejected. Because after you're rejected, you're going to be left to be killed out there in the streets by tigers, bears, martial law troops. You know, or you might starve to death. You might be out there terrified. And a lot of you women, you're going to beg for mercy. You're going to get on your knees. You're going to be crying. You're going to be panicking. You're going to be begging for mercy, and you're still going to get rejected by a man of the Lord. Why? Because of all your mis and wrongful deeds of which you have done to the Israelite men. A lot of you women out there, you don't even deserve mercy. How many Israelite men have you put on child support? You think you deserve mercy on that alone? So get ready, because terror is coming, because the Lord is going to bring terror on this country. You got it easy right now, but when hell break loose, when the US dollar is no good, when you cannot buy anything with the US dollar, when people are starving out on the streets, when women and men are being kidnapped and being cannibalized, when families are being killed off by martial law troops, by militia groups, when there's a disease warfare and people are dying by major viruses developed by the U.S. government, when people are being kidnapped and brutally tortured, whether in concentration camps or by people, when DARPA robots are going around killing anyone darker than a paper bag, you women are going to look for a man of the Lord, and you're going to expect mercy, and you're not going to get it. You're going to die by those martial law troops. You're going to get rejected by a man of the Lord, and you're going to be left to die by martial law troops, tigers, bears, lions, cougars, lemurs, jaguars, panthers, wolves. You're going to be left to die by newly created beasts, by martial law troops, by starvation, by disease warfare, by brutal torture in concentration camps. Okay? So get ready, because that time is coming. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. And the only woman that's going to really be accepted by a man of the Lord is a woman of whom the Lord deemed is fit to receive salvation. Because the scriptures say that a woman shall be saved in childbearing by a man of the Lord. So if a woman gets popped by a man of the Lord and she bears his children, well, she's going to be delivered. If the Lord deems fit for her to be delivered. Because at the end of the day, only the Lord can determine who can receive salvation, who can't. And this is going to be the last scripture I'm going to bring out. Okay. Isaiah chapter 29, verse 16. This is going towards the so-called white man, because he's responsible for how this kingdom is being ran. And I'm talking about the so-called elites. Isaiah 29, verse 16. Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. For shall the work of him that made it say, he made me not? Or shall the thing framed of him that framed it say, he had no understanding? So the so-called elites, he got everything turned upside down in this society. A man is supposed to have more power, liberty, and more say-so over the woman. But here in this society, it's the complete opposite. And a matter of fact, a woman is not even supposed to have a car. The Israelite man is supposed to be the one with the car. But, back in the ancient world, you only heard about Israelite men that had horses. Woman didn't have no horse. The Israelite man did. But here in this society, who's the one mostly driving around most of the time? It's these damn women. Okay? Who's ruling the household? The woman is, when it's supposed to be the man ruling the household. Okay? Here it is. You got this lawless beast right here putting her hands on the man, when really it's supposed to be the other way around. If the woman is out of line, the Israelite man is supposed to be the one smacking the woman up. But in this society, you got these lawless apes putting their hands on the man. But in the kingdom of heaven, there ain't going to be no more of this right here. Okay? There ain't going to be no more loudmouth women running off of their mouths or putting their hands on the Israelite man. Okay? When the Lord give his elect men that power on this side, you women are going to fall to your knees before the Israelite man. Shalom is on to the next one.